first.
No.
What's the name?
What does it mean?
It's just the name a female snake.
The female snake.
All the spirits will yes.
Okay.
And Kabwelume means the male stone.
The male stone. Okay. Wow. Oh, it's wet. Oh, okay. Oh my, oh, wow. It is strong. It's really nice, so you can swim in it if you want to. It's very nice. It's not cold. It's a nice temperature. On this episode of Across All Borders Going South, it's all about chasing waterfalls in Zambia. Lumangwe Falls, Kabwelume Falls, Ntumbachushi Falls. On the 6th of June 2021, I arrived Kawambwa. At Kawambwa, I stayed at the Uphill Country Lodge for 2 nights, which cost me 1,522 kwacha, so approximately 86 euros for both nights, in order to go see all 3 waterfalls with a total distance of 160 kilometers return, the journey we had to make. I got a taxi that I paid 800 kwacha, so roughly 44 euros for the whole journey, and he picked me up at 10:30 in the morning and brought me back at 6:30 in the evening. I started my whole trip from Kawambwa because of its location and the proximity it had to all these 3 waterfalls. One thing to note about Kawambwa is that most people will use it as a base to visit these waterfalls, but it is also 27 kilometers away from the largest tea plantation in Zambia on the road to Mpurukuso. Let's talk about the drive there. It's an interesting drive because you will have a mixture of roads, some tarred roads, some dirt roads, some bumpy, some normal. When we got to the entrance of the waterfall, so Lumangwe and Kabwelume share the same complex. When we got to the entrance of that fall, we couldn't actually go further with the cart at some point because they were fixing the road. So like I said, the roads may not be perfect, so keep that in mind if you're trying to visit the falls. Another interesting thing about the drive is that you will notice a lot of activities going on the roadside. We actually even picked up some ladies going to another village to sell their wear. There are not a lot of cars plying that route, so I figured, hey, why not give them a drop? And since I had already paid and the car was empty, so fine, they joined me on the trip for a while. Three views. Okay. This is point 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Another point 2.
Point 3. So normally would somebody drive there or it's walking distance?
This one.
Yeah, is it walking distance to all the
walkable.
viewpoints?
Walkable.
It's walkable.
No.
It's not? So what do we do? Like how far?
No, no, it's not.
Ah, that's what I meant. Walking distance. Can you walk?
No.
It's okay. Okay. Wow. When we got to the complex, we got a guide who then took us around and showed us both waterfall. Let's talk about Lumangwe waterfall. All of the information I'm giving you on these waterfalls can be found on the Zambia tourism website. The beautiful thing about the Lumangwe Falls is that it appears to look like a mini version of the Victoria Falls. It is quite impressive. It is 35 meters high and 100 meters across, the drop that you get from the fall. And it is a source of nourishment for a small rainforest on the Kalangwishe River. It is totally worth a visit. I loved it. I loved viewing it. There are 3 different viewpoints. When you get there, you will see that there's a newly constructed visitor center, and the guide will take you to the 3 different points where you can view the waterfall from. The first one is kind of like, seeing it from above. The second one is from below. And the third one is like looking over the waterfall head. So those are the 3 views that you will get. Now, it is an ideal spot for camping as well. You may as well be there by yourself, just as I was when I visited, so there's not much traffic going there. One important thing about these waterfalls is that they have spiritual and traditional importance to the locals. In the case of Lumangwe, the falls is named after the great snake spirit, Lumangwe. In the olden days, it is said that this snake would stretch itself between Lumangwe and Kabwelume Falls, covering a distance of 5 kilometers. When we were done with that viewing, which got me completely drenched in water, we headed off to go see the Kabwelume Falls.
Guys, in case you want to swim here, this is the best place to swim. Other areas are swimmable, but this place right here, the water is stable, so you have nothing to fear. And here it said swimming at own risk, so it is at your own risk if you enter this water or not. What's beautiful here is you have a lot of butterflies, and the water is quite clean, so you can see the ground. So we're heading back to the car park, where I put the car, and I need to use the bathroom. Thankfully, there are toilets here, so I don't have to go in the bush. But if I had to go, it would be very natural, I suppose. Let's head back. And there is a campsite, so people can camp here if they want. It's possible to camp here?
Yes, that was
Okay. And how much does it cost to camp?
for camping. No,
Free?
no, you can't pay for
You
camp.
don't pay for camping, you just
No,
pay
no.
for the entrance,
Yes.
and then you can camp.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So, you hear that? If you want to sleep right next to the fall, you pay for the entrance, and then you can camp. You bring your camping gear. So it's a good deal, actually. What were you looking for? Ah, okay. I was wondering if he's looking for a monkey or a
No,
snake.
no.
So let me know now which
that you
one is
can
coming, so I can take cover. Because I heard in Livingstone there are monkeys and they follow you. Yes. Yeah, my friend said they were jumping on her head.
The Kabwelume Falls is interesting because, first of all, you've got to drive to the, say, entry point where you start walking, trekking, if you want to call it that, to the waterfall. And when you get to the waterfall, so you cross quite a couple of wooden bridges. When you get to the waterfall, you immediately notice descending the steps that you are a bit closer than you were at Lumangwe Falls. So this is like a frontal view of this waterfall, feeling the force of it right in your face. Your clothes and everything you have will get wet. So let's talk about the falls in itself. It's 5 kilometers down the Kalangwishu River, and it is a group of 3 powerful cascades that are spilling into each other. When we talk about the traditional significance, the falls are revered as a shrine for the local people. Many of the frogs that you will see around there are considered by the locals to be earthly forms of the snake spirit, and the spirits do not want buildings to be erected around it. So that is why you also find there is no housing there at the moment. It is actually a very, very beautiful fall to visit. I would only say consider the fact that when I visited, it was pretty overgrown in front of the falls, and it's quite slippery because the water is reaching every surface you find there. So the rocks that you step on, or the ground you step on, is really soggy, slippery, so you gotta watch your footing so you don't kind of like fall into the grasses around you. But otherwise, very beautiful and breathtaking as well.
I'm so wet right now. We are in Lumangwe Falls, that's my guide, and it is so wet, like absolutely wet, but it's beautiful. Look at the back, look at that beauty. Well, hey, you will get wet like it's raining. It's not rain, it's the falls, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm completely wet. So is my bag. Because at these falls we're closer. So that's what you see. One sec.
We had to make our way back to Kawambwa and head a bit in the other direction to visit Ntumbachushi Falls. This is when I really got to take in the landscape in Zambia, in northern Zambia, with all of the ant hills and termite hills that we saw. They're huge. I haven't seen such huge ant hills and termite hills even in Nigeria. At least I don't remember seeing them. And these are impressive sites because they grow quite high. And then I also noticed like the housing around there, how the traditional houses were painted and maintained. That was beautiful to see.
Ma tête, réglez toutes mes dettes. Bonne ta conquête, conquête de raquette. Qui me donne des mots de tête, casse-tête. Suis pas dans mes assiettes, suis pas dans mes assiettes. Oh, je ne t'aime pas, tu ne mérites pas mon amitié. Amitié.
Upon arriving at Ntumbachushi Falls, we decided to find out what this had to offer, and the Ntumbachushi Falls is a series of waterfalls and rapids accumulating in a main falls area about 30 meters high on the Ngona River. It is a very, very beautiful surrounding. In fact, when we got to the largest pool area, I immediately said, oh my God, perfect spot for pictures, and we did do quite a number of pictures there. In terms of the traditional relevance to the people, it is believed to be the sanctuary of spirits, while the waters of the Ngona River are used for bathing chiefs before they are installed on the throne as a way to cleanse them from bad luck and misfortune. I loved my visit here because we were able to see different viewpoints. One of them was not accessible because there was a bridge, but it was broken at the time I went. I don't know if it has been fixed. So that is also something to keep an eye open for.
We're going to the second viewpoint. I've heard there are 4 here. So we're gonna see if we're gonna find all 4 of them. As of now, we're seeing ways to 3. We looked at the first one, which is a bit shaded and the wind's blowing. So it's blowing it towards that direction. And I've had enough showers today, so I'm not going close to get wet. There is something bridge, but I think the bridge is no longer in existence. Let's show you. You go like this. I think there used to be a bridge. You cry?
Because I find the bridge.
Yeah, the bridge is gone. So maybe there is a secret. Okay, yeah, no worries.
When you cross the bridge,
you have a different view. Yeah, the bridge to the second viewpoint is obviously damaged or no longer existent, so we're gonna kind of like do that from here and go to the third one and see what happens. But this place is literally calm, so I think you could go in and swim. Just showing you the water. Very slippery getting in, but then you can see there it already drops. There's a depth, so it's probably good for swimming, this area, and maybe the other side of it, but we can't tell you because we can't find the bridge. So we're just gonna stay here for you.
And I feel like it's a place where you have ample opportunity to swim at different spots. So maybe look into that. Most times you will see the sign swimming at your own risk. So yes, it is at your own risk. Don't say I said you should go swim there. You have to calculate the risk and decide if you want to do it. But it was beautiful. I just had enough of getting wet, so I did not go close enough to get wet. I did put my feet in the water and it was not cold.
Maybe it's one there.
Yeah.
Because in rain season, it's also become a small force.
Wow. Okay, this is where we can take some pictures. It's definitely nice and feel a bit more friendly. So guys, we are at the last and final last and final fall of today, and I've heard they had 4 viewing points. We just had 3 of them, and this one is really nice because I think you can walk up to that end of it. We're probably not going to do it because I have flip-flops on, but we're going to kind of explore a little bit and then head on. Okay, let's go. Guys, the tour is over and my hair is driving me nuts, but the tour is over. I'm going back. I've seen 3 waterfalls that are close to Kawambwa. I'm not going to try and name them because I'll butcher the names. We're going to be dropping pins where they are. I stopped to take a picture of a beautiful, beautiful sunset. Now I'm walking back to the car because my driver drove past the point where I wanted to get the shot from. So I was like, just stay there. I'll walk back. Need a bit of the exercise. And it's been awesome. It's been great. Let's drive back and pack because I've got an early start tomorrow, 3:30 and 4 o'clock to get the bus to Mansa, and then in Mansa go to Kasama, and from Kasama to Mbala, where Kabweluma Falls is. So there are 3 more falls waiting to happen on this trip. Let's see which one tops.
So that's it. Those are the 3 beautiful waterfalls. After that, I was so happy to catch the setting sun. You know I am a sun chaser, and it was beautiful to see the setting sun in Zambia, in this beautiful city of Kawambwa. I do hope you've enjoyed this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Yours truly, Liesel81.